Hey there, welcome back. We're going to start chapter 3 here. So let me move this off to the side real quick. I just realized there's something I need to do. I just gave my dog some treats, so you might hear some whining in the background because she wants more. Gotta flip this back to A. We reset this. We move to story 3 and hit go. And then there we are. The one thing I wanted to check, I always look at the unique items we didn't get. So that one we're okay. And that one we could have used. That would have been nice. But that's alright. Those are the ones we did not get. So let's get rocking and rolling and flip back over to here. Alright, so we already did all that.
Light peeks through the slats of your room in the broken oak, teasing you from a good night's sleep, free of nightmares. Rising, you grab your gear and head downstairs. Upon entering the main hall, there is no cheer or raised glasses for what you did. After the satyr vanished, there was no proof you could bring to the town of your success. Without a head, there would be no pay. You take solace, though, in the knowledge that the thing is dead, or long gone from these parts. The peace you felt at waking turns to unease as you take in the mood of the hall. Patrons mutter angrily and seem to be stirring up their blood for something to come. Men and women are streaming from the inn to join a procession of others in the street, all heading in the same direction. Fableman Greycane sits in a corner, wearily shaking his head. He sees you and waves you over to sit with him. He gestures to the people and pours your morning bitter tea. Ignorance, he declares. It is clear from his moves and speech that the storyteller has been drinking, possibly not even gone to bed since last night. Frowning, he looks into your eyes. Lysine, the apothecary. They took her last night for interrogation. They say she's the witch behind the dreams and the killings. They don't understand. They didn't see what you saw. She's going to die today because of their ignorance. Come, let's see what your mighty victory has done to cure this town. He waves and staggers out the front door of the broken oak to the rushing crowds of the street.
Alright, so we're going to go to
Light peeks through the slats of your...
place location 14. And boom. Alright. Last time we did this, we had like plenty of time to get our unique item and all that stuff, but let's see. I'm thinking of going a different direction this time.
The flow of people seems to be all towards the town square. The press of bodies carries you through the streets, and you can see people also positioning themselves on rooftops around the central square, vying for the best viewing. As you shoulder your way through the crowd, you can see a small forest of guardsmen's pikes near the centre, a tight cluster around the posts that dominate the crossroads. Finally, you force your way to a position near the front between the podiums, where the nobles and Lord Davenish look on. Lysine, the apothecary, looks around fearfully as they yank her bound wrists to a worn hook over her head on the burning post, and an official rattles off a list of laws and charges.
So, I sort of know the outcome of these. If we try to defend her, we're going to get a defense token, or a reroll token, I mean, which is good. So let's do that. Oh, we gained a defense
Two
token.
guards immediately step forward and cross their spears in front of you, blocking your path. You may have done us a great service with the rats, the official says, stopping his listing of offences. But this witch is bastones to burn. Blood for blood, right for right. Your job is done. This is ours. Their quarry bound in place. The guards point their spears to the crowd to move them back. More than one spear is angled to hold you in place. Lysine winces. and looks to the crowd angrily. Haven't I helped you? I tended your wounds, and you pay me with fire? Urging the crowd to silence, the official announces, "This creature has lived among us, as one of us, but no longer. Today Bastone protects you all, and makes safe her people." Another official comes from a side alley, carrying a spluttering torch. He thrusts it skyward, and the town cheers in anticipation. Holds anyone an objection to this justice? The crowd around you roars bloodthirsty. No!
All right, so we already got one.
I object. The crowd grows silent. Thank you. Thank you. Lysine mutters between broken sobs. Lord Davenish, who has been observing the scene from a raised box, surrounded by his houseguard, leans forward. You object, he sneers. You are protectors. This is what you do. Try to free a monster. Let more children vanish in the night. He motions to the official who throws the torch into the oiled wood pile by Lysine's feet. Objection overruled.
What a jerk.
The smoke curls in thick, oily tendrils that begin to swirl around Lysine. No, she cries. I've hurt no one. I've helped this town. I've healed you. She lurches and tries to move away as flames grow and lick at her calves. You have no idea what you've done. I cannot help you, and I cannot stop what is going to happen now. You are all doomed. She screams, but it is a sound like nothing you have ever heard. It strikes the base of your skulls, a piercing whine that makes you flinch. Several of the crowd double over as the shockwaves washes through the town square. The flames reach up her legs as she continues the obscene wailing noise. The sound pushes into your spine and assaults your mind as the smell of burning flesh fills the square. The keening scream reaches an unholy crescendo. A throat should be torn by such a noise. You cover your ears, but it doesn't lessen the pain. The ground shakes. There is screaming from the distant walls of Barstone. Greycane looks at you. That wasn't her. That sound. Something is coming. There is screaming, rumbling, the sound of shattering stone. People on the rooftops stand and turn. The deep wood comes alive, one screams. It's huge. What is that? Run! The witch brought it.
We are for sure cutting her free. So we all gain a redraw
Something
token.
tremendous is pushing through the town. Buildings fall like reeds underfoot as a wave of destruction heads towards you. Rising smoke forms a trail towards the square. She collapses as you cut her free of her bonds and kick at the flames. She is badly blistered. Lysine smiles, her lips cracking. Guards leap up and seize each one of you from behind. You should have done that earlier. She coughs harshly, taking heaving breaths. I could not stop the keening. I fear. She is cut short by a shuddering of the earth. Too late, she gasps. The guards release you as there is a vast cracking sound. Up the street, you can see a massive shape snap a building in two. Whatever it is, it's heading for the square.
Okay, I know you can't see it, but we're going to gain ally card 9, which is Lysine. Nope, that's Lady Elena. Where's... Okay, that's ally card 9, Lysine. I always think of like a window cleaner or something. Lysine. Alright, so we get her, and then we're going to get event card 26 for the Deepwood, and then 23 for the city. There's the Deepwood, and then 23 for the city. Alright, so we got her in the party. And I'm just going to hit continue here.
We are breached, Greycane mutters, eyes downcast. He shakes his head and sets off at a run towards the broken oak. Over his shoulder he shouts, "Please, save those you can." You know as well as Greycane what this means. No town can survive a breach like this. That beast cannot be felled. The Deepwood will flood into the town, and everyone will be dead in a span of days. There is only one hope: to escape the doom of Bastone and reach Verum.
Okay, so it says you must escape Bastone. The beast is rampaging through the town, and you must avoid it at all costs. As you escape, you need to find rations for your journey. Track the amount of rations you have with a tracker token, and you may choose to take any refugees you meet with you to Verum. You do not have to take anyone, and you know that the larger the group moving through the Deepwood, the more dangerous the Deepwood becomes. Every person will be another mouth to feed on the long journey, but without you, they are surely doomed. Okay.
Barreling towards a town square, the beast shoulders aside buildings and swallows men whole. It stops at an intersection and snorts, pawing the street with a front claw and easily tearing up the stone like a bull on a dirt path. An oily smoke oozes from the creature's neck that wreathes it in a dark cloud, the smoke seething like ink in water. Those unfortunate enough to be near it seize and collapse in violent convulsions. Behind you, Lord Davenish bellows from his raised box, surrounded by a company of his house guard. "To arms, men! For your lord and Bastone! Slay the beast!" Several men begin to charge, but many more falter at the sight of the thing. Something alights in its tremendous eyes. Massive rear legs force the storm-grey armoured hulk forward. In mere breaths, it is in the square. Davenish freezes in disbelief as the sun above him is blotted out, and a claw the size of a merchant's cart descends on him. Where he stood is now merely a fine crimson mist. Without pausing, the terror of Bastone careens onwards.
Okay, 10, 13, and 20. Place the free company marker in any clue token on location 14. This clue token is the beast marker. It represents the beast as it moves through the city.
The beast is barreling through the town square. It has come from the east, breaking through Bastone's outer wall, and now curves off to its right. You must stay away from it in order to escape. You are positioned so that 3 paths are open to you.
Alright, so the beast is also here on 14. We'll represent it with that thing. And the 3 locations that are open is 10, 13, and 20. And the instructions say,
the beast is barreling through the town square. It has come from the east, breaking through Bastone's outer wall, and now curves off to its right.
Curves to the right.
You must stay away from it in order to escape. You are positioned.
We already heard all this. So he's coming in and curving to the right. So he's going to the palace. So we can go to the Broken Oak, which was the thing I was contemplating doing. Figuring that, it's a place with food. But Greycane did join our party later. And I'm realizing I need to be the game master. Greycane does join our party later, so we don't have to physically go there. And so, and these people are trapped. We gotta go get them. So we're gonna go to location 20.
Several women at the stockades beat at the locks that hold some men in place, while children cry at the skirts. The guards have fled, leaving their charges. One of the women sees you enter the crossroads. "Please, our husbands. They might have done wrong, but they don't deserve to die here."
Yep, so we're
You
freeing the
snap
prisoner.
the locks with the pummels of your weapons. Rubbing their wrists, the freed men thank you and clutch their children. "This place isn't safe for us anymore. Can we come with you, please?" asked
So we're gonna take them with us.
one.
So that means we take this 20, and it's just something that we have. So I'm gonna put it there. And then one of these question marks goes on instead of the 20. Okay, and then the next one, we gain 2 rations, and we reveal all cards from the Chapter 3 common item deck. Each Oathsworn gains any one item from it. This is awesome. This is definitely where we wanted to go. Shuffle it and shuffle the deck afterwards. I don't know why you have to shuffle it. Move the beast marker to 10 and remove all location markers. We'll cover that later. 15, 16, and
You
24.
quickly search the guardroom, finding rations and a substantial armory.
All right. So let's take care of the rations. We have number tokens here. So we currently have 2 rations. Was there a spot on here to track rations? I don't think there was. No. But we'll use this number and we're going to set it to 2. So we have 2 rations right now, and we'll put it right here at the top. Okay. Coming back to this, we all get to take something. And this is the most exciting part. All right. I have decided that as much as I love the witch, and I do, I think she's a cool character, we are going to go ahead and lose the witch. So I'm going to take her items and unequip her, because I don't want those items dying with her. I know that's cheaty McCheaterson in a way, but we're going to do it. If there's a big problem, we'll give her the rat fur tunic. She can wear that because it's not worth anything anyways. So we got some extra items here that somebody can use. And since she has the injury, we'll lose her. Again, I can't say enough that I really liked her. So we're not at the point where we lose her yet. So she does get to pick an item. And so let's go ahead and search the deck. So we get to grab 4 items. The witch, or one of them needs this, because we got rid of the armor. And I think that's the blade. So if there's an adjacent Oathsworn, you gain 2 yellow for an attack or basic check. That is awesome, actually. And I think it was the blade that needs that. So let's go down to him. Yes, he needs armor, and armor he shall get. So he gets something. Moving on. Some of these guys don't need anything, per se. But they can grab a item like this, because everybody can carry gear with them as well. So if you're adjacent to an Oathsworn, you gain 1 defense against that damage. So for example, this might be a nice one for the cur, because it occurred to him, yes, I kind of keep doing that the whole game, that having that extra defense would be really nice for him. And then right here, the mead, you gain 1 crystal. So we're going to go ahead and grab that one, and we'll give it to the warden. Although the warden already has an item, so we'll just put it up here. Actually, we're going to give that to the blade. He doesn't have an item. They all get to take something. It doesn't mean they have to equip it. Now, it doesn't matter which item we take. They're all worth the same amount of money. So, for example, we have a reflex bow. There is a shiv available. This, I think, is the same as the other chapter. The belt we could have taken. If you move at least 4 hexes, you gain a shield. That one is useful, because at least in the beginning of the game, you always have to move a bunch of hexes just to get to the boss. But it doesn't happen very often. We already have one of those. That's a pretty cool... Yeah, I'm pretty happy with what we got. So we got some items we can sell. This is not a place you can sell. We're just getting items from the armory, where the guards were. So right now we're just filling up our backpack. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items in our backpack. Okay, so now it says we can go to 15, 16, or 24. And this dude is at 10. So we could go backwards. Last time we went straight to 24. And it did work because we found Midge there. And I am concerned because I do like finding Midge. He's a cool guy to have. But I'm thinking, what if we went backwards and maybe we could rescue some people back here? This thing is really far away from us right now, so we got time. The only thing that is going to happen is we do lose the extra unique item if we take too much time. If we go quick enough, we gain an extra shield token. And I know that will happen if we go straight to 24. There is a bar here. It doesn't say it, but I know there is. I don't know what's at 15. I don't think we've ever gone there before. Let's go to the bar. 16.
There is simply a pile of rubble where the watering hole once stood. Bits of bodies poke between the crumbled walls. The stockade to the south fills with screams and smoke. There are supplies buried under the rubble. If only you could guess the location of the pantry.
So we can perform a search check, difficulty 4. If we succeed, we gain 1 ration. And the beast moves to 15.
There is simply a pile of rubble where the...
Alright, we may have moved the wrong direction here. Alright, so we get to do a search 4. I'm going to have the witch do it. And she just rolled 3 blanks. A lot of good that did. Alright, well, we failed. We don't get anything. So now we can go to 7 or 17.
As many people are running into the underways for shelter as are leaving. In the confusion, you make your way to the main cavern and find Celeste. Her forehead and lip are bleeding. A cluster of workers surround her, all urging different paths to safety, all deeper into the underways. I can't say which way is better, she gasps to you. 2 tunnels collapsed when the thing came in. There were dozens, 100 buried. You know the underways will be a death trap for any that remain.
Okay, so we could choose to go to another location or attempt to direct the workers to leave the underways. We're going to try to save the workers. Perform a reasoning check, difficulty 4. Again, we're going to use the witch. Come on! I'm not rolling dice anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the way it's supposed to be. Alright, I'm using this outcome. We're not using the dice. So that was a success with a crit, but I don't need to roll for the crit. And I even get another crit now. So we're going to do it. I'm sorry. I know I rolled the dice, but we're doing it. It's a solo game. Alright, so we add a time token to the track. That's not good. So we're going to blow past our time here.
Celeste hushes the protests of the other workers with a shout. What do we know? Roots and earth. She points to you. They know the Deepwood. And if they say Bastone's dead, she's dead. Go to your families or come with us, but make your decision. Some run for the entrance to the caves, while 6 others gather round.
So now we gain Celeste as an ally. So it's card number 10. That's 13, 12, 11. There we go, 10. Alright, so we got another ally, and then that means we have to add Deepwood 24. I was getting upset with that roll. And then City Event 21. I think it's this one. Nope. City Event card 21. I guess it doesn't require Celeste to be in your party. That doesn't seem right. That's Steet, Harlbeck, Brevik, Harold, Jonas, Lucky, One Stop Co op Shop, Dane. What is this nonsense? Alright, okay. In addition, if you take these refugees with you, which we are, so we get to take 7, put it in front of us, and just replace it with one of these tokens. And we gain 2 rations. So now that's a 4.
Celeste hushes the protests of the other workers with a shout.
All right.
What do we know?
So now there's only one location to go, and that's 17.
As you approach the great breach in Bastone's wall, where the beast undoubtedly gained entrance, you find a squad of guards making a last desperate stand, trying to hold back a tide of creatures vying to gain access to the town. Halbeck, the Oathsworn, I see them! A guard shouts from the top of the tower. A grizzled old guardsman swings the shaft of his spear in the head of some dark, wolf-like thing and looks up. Will you stand with us? He asks gravely. The thing gnashes as he buries the point into its neck. The shattered wall behind him looks like a crumbling anthill as the terrors of the deepwood force their way over the rubble. Claws, shrieking horrors, and dark nightmares of mire and armoured flesh press into Bastone. Whip-like tendrils wrap the legs of struggling guards as the flailing citizens are torn apart like paper dolls. The beast heads through the town towards you.
Okay, it says move the beast marker to 16. And take the path card B if we have not already. And then it's asking us if Lysine is with us, and I think she is. That's the alchemist, right? Yep. So I'm going to say yes.
The packs of beasts scramble up the mound of stones towards the breach, clambering over bodies on all sides. There are simply too many of them. You raise your blades and grit your teeth. You will blood them well before they take you. Then Lysine steps in front of you, limping, but with a cold fury plastered on her face. Something in her posture warns you to step back. A wind throws up her hair as she flings out her arms towards the oncoming creatures. There is a smell of iron, and the hair on your arms stand up. Blood begins to rise from where it rested in pools between bodies on the slope. The beasts continue on, oblivious to what is happening. Twisting and curling, the blood takes shape, coalescing into tendrils and spikes. The blood boils, and then Lysine screams. 100 shards of burning blood pierce through the mass of creatures. Primal yelps go up, and a dozen bodies fall. More blood soaks the earth, and more of the deepwood denizens come on. Lysine looks up at them with hatred, and with intense concentration snaps her fingers. The blood explodes. Lysine vomits at what she has just done. The scene is one of carnage, like something from a Cistercian apocalyptic. She lulls, and one of you catches her as she falls unconscious. In one sense, and one sense only, the way is now clear.
All Oathsworn gain empowered.
You
times
turn
3.
to Halbeck. His men are competent fighters, but they appear to have no rations with them.
1, 2, 3. We're going to clone these. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Alright, so that's
You
everything.
turn to Halbeck. His men are competent fighters, but they appear to have no rations with them.
Alright, I know they don't have any rations with them, but we're going to get them to come with us. Perform a reasoning check, difficulty 3. We're going to use the cards this time. So I am going to draw 3, and it's going to be the witch. And we're smoking it right now. Alright, so we succeed.
There's nothing left. Halbeck pants. Just us. He motions to the few guards who remain standing. Torn tabards and blood mixed with the muck of the deep wood. But our spears are yours, if you'll have us, they say.
So we get to now take 17 and put it in front of us. Replace it with the question mark. And I think there was a screw up. I think we covered up the unique item there. Which sucks, because I do like the extra unique item. Gain ally card 11. That's 13, 12, 11. There's Harlbeck. Alright, and then we get Deepwood 25 and City 22. Okay.
Behind you, a shadow looms. The street is consumed by the giant armoured head of the Doom of Bastone. Wreathed in smoke and fumes, its eyes fall on you. You cannot outrun it. It is too close. A sense of finality, of certainty settles on you. So it comes to this. You know what needs to be done. Someone has to distract it, must lure it away so the others may make good their escape. But that person will surely die.
Okay. You must choose. Will one of you lay down your life for the others and take up this heroic act? You will lose that Oathsworn in doing so. Yes, one of us will perform the feat.
You swore an oath to protect this town. You can't save them all, but you can save some. Grim-faced, you pluck up a flaming torch from the ground.
Would you like to say any last words to the party?
Hefting your weapon, you raise the torch aloft and charge back into the...
She does want to say some last words. Minnesota Frost, the witch, says, "Thanks for all the fish."
the breach. The beast, seeing the flame hurtling towards it, withdraws for a moment, and that is all you need to dart down a side alley. The mighty creature rears up and crushes a terrace of houses before clawing its way after you. You hear the rest of the Free Company making good their escape, not wasting a second of the precious chance you have brought them. The beast thunders behind you, but you are oddly peaceful. You make it 100 paces before it reaches you. People spend all their years trying to find a meaning to life, and you find it now in a good death.
Okay. Instructions. Your Oathsworn dies. Create a new level 3 Oathsworn using the quick leveling system in the rules. Your free company gains a free company trait. Record your choice on the free company sheet, and then we add city event card 16 to the deck. So the quick leveling rules, I think they are in this book. So it just says you can't create another character of the same class. Fully equip the character with items: 2 hands worth of weapons, 1 armor, and 1 gear card from the common item decks of the chapter that is lower than the free company's current level. That's a little problematic, but because I don't have a way to pull out chapter cards from lower levels. But anyways, we come over here and Madam Witch. Who's that with the ghost? This is the witch. Which one's the ghost? Is that the Grove Maiden? No. That's the Grove Maiden. There's an extra character here. Oh, maybe there's something else we unlock? Huntress, Grove Maiden, Priest, Barbarian, Blade, uh, Penitent? No. Cur. No, that's the Cur. Oh, Bear, War Bear. Penitent. That's the one that can see the future. I always forget his name. Harbinger, Witch, Warden, Don't Know, Ranger, Cur. All right, I'm gonna click this box. It won't let me do it. So I think another way to manage it is we could just hit delete. I think I lose all these tokens too. Delete, 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 delete. And yeah, it's sad to see emptiness. It's like looking at your coworker's empty desk after they move on. All right, we are going to have to delete Minnesota Frost. It was nice having you. And I am going to do something really radical here. I know we have the bow. I contemplated bringing on the ranger. And I think one of the reasons I'm not keen on this is because every YouTuber picks the ranger. I know I haven't picked him. To be honest, he's not my playstyle. That's why I've avoided him. I really wanted to like the Huntress, but I don't. I do like her as a companion. She doesn't seem to be bad there. Uh, I like the Warden enough. He and the Penitent are basically identical in my mind. They have slightly different skills, but they're both, protectors, shield people. The Blade has lived up to his hype. I like him a lot. Um, the Warbear is a beast. Like, if you want one of your party to survive, it's going to be her. But I also didn't think that she had a lot of like attack abilities. The Cur has been fantastic. We still haven't tried the Priest. I actually think that he would be fine. Um, the Harbinger, I said I don't like cloth users that are up close and personal, which is what the Harbinger is. But in our playthrough, the Harbinger is a massive damage dealer. So he's one of our best damage dealers. So he's good. It's just that with the cloth armor, he's also risky. He's like a, we call those glass cannons, right? Um, and then, of course, for whatever reason, I have another penitent over here. And we can't roll another witch. I actually, as I said before, really liked this character. So glad to have taken it. I do like her more than the Harbinger because she could stand back more. And that whole fire and ice thing was really cool. So I just went through everything except da, 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 we're going to make a Grove Maiden. The game lets you do it, folks. I know you unlock her later, but the game says you can do it at level 1. And we are doing it. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this witch. We got the Grove Maiden, and we are going to roll a Grove Maiden. Here we go. So we get her items. We do get some newer items than this. There we go. She has bioforms. We don't need this. This is a sentinel. So basically she makes a little shop of horrors. And there are 8 of them. And that's her. This is her. She has like a guardian as well. And then here's her cards. And we don't need that. And we need those cards too. Alright, so we're going to put all this stuff back in. This is so comical. This happens every time. Alright, so we got all these little miniatures, and that's every time she summons something, they come on. She starts with a cloth. It says that we get to grab from the previous chapter some cloth items. I probably should have kept the dang unique cloth that we had. We are going to give her this. And you know what? If you're okay with it, we're just going to give her... I don't think she wears weapons. You start an encounter with... You cannot use weapons. Instead, you may carry 2 gear cards. Yeah, she does not use weapons. And as you saw, she uses cloth. So let's just see if there's a cloth in here we can grab. I thought there was. Alright, this is no better than the other cloth was. So we'll give her this. We're going to go ahead and delete that card. So she has cloth, she has this, and she's going to get one more piece of gear. There is no gear from the previous level. So we can either give her, one of these pieces of gear. It did say... You could grab all the ability cards for equal or lower level, then fully equip the character with items, 2 hands worth of weapons, 1 armor, and 1 gear card from the common item decks of any chapter that is lower than the free company's current level. So our current level is 3. So yeah, I would have to grab chapter 2. So here's what we're going to do. It hasn't told us we're ready for the encounter yet, but when I am, I can reset this to story. Right now it's on story 3. I can move this back to story 2, which will change the card, I think, that appears here. That's, of course, those are unique items. I don't think I can grab those. It would have been nice to grab a gear. You know what? I'm not going to worry about this too much. Let's just grab a gear and then be done. So this one, if there's no adjacent enemies, battle flow 1 card. I think that's a perfect one for her. We'll go ahead and give her this one. because she can equip 2 gear. There. I know it's the same chapter number. I apologize, but we're going to just make do. In all honesty, she would have no gear and just a cloth from the previous chapter. So we got 2 defense because of this. And yeah, she only has 7 max animus, which is a little problematic. And then we have this. These are the 2 bioforms. So the Ancient Guardian has its own set of actions. So we got to grab 2 of these gems here. Put them on him. Alright, so he does his own little action. Those gems are really big compared to the card. He has his own hit points. Like so. And then the Sentinel has his own actions. These act like the rats. They're a mob. You can see right here. Each Sentinel has only 1 health, but is never the first target of the enemy. It has the same defense and might as you. It has the following attack. So it does a range 3 mob attack. And so that means that every Sentinel on the board will gang up on the enemy. So if you got 2 Sentinels next to each other and they can both hit the same target, then you get to add both of their might attacks together against that target. So the Sentinel is really good in packs. And here you can see if we're level 1, the might is 0. 2 to 8, it's yellow. So for a lot of chapters, we're going to be at yellow might. And then we go to red might at chapter 9, and then 15 and above will be at black. And here you can see they can equip cloth armor and nothing else. Alright, so we got that going for us. And then we deal with this. So we're going to put our level 15 skills. We got our level 2s. Here's a 5. There's a 10. Alright, so these are the skills she starts the game with. What's going on? Why can't... Where's the... Alright. There's a button over here that I think says new character or something like that. There's end phase. I thought for sure there was somewhere that says create character. There's the character sheet. Free company storage bag. Okay, I don't know why all of a sudden it's working again, but it is. Okay, maybe it was because I closed and reopened the drawer. Because look, it created a new character thingamajig. Well, no it didn't. Alright, well, we're going to take all these cards. It's not letting me use these cards. Oh, you jerk. The other cards work. Like these ones. See? They work. Man, what can I do to make these cards... should this go into players' hands? So we're going to, there we go. Maybe that works. Like, what do these have? So there, you can see the hands box was checked and the tooltip. Drag selectable, snap, grid, auto raise, sticky hands, hide face down, and tooltip. Okay, let's try it now. There we go. All right. And then these, so that's a 1, a 2, a 1, 3, 0, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's our 7 cards. Okay, let's review them real quick. At level 0, she has a range 4 attack. Attack with twice your might. She has a Nature's Call. All sentinels within range 2 will attack at a range 3. She can place a sentinel within range 3. She can battle flow 1 card. She can refresh her might dex. Here, all sentinels within range 2 attack. Attack once and divide the total however you wish between any targets in range of the attacking sentinels. For each target being damaged, you get to add 1 damage. Or we can do a range 6 attack and attack with twice our might. That's a good one. Right? That's why it's worth 4. Raise Sentinel. Spend 1 to place a sentinel in an empty hex within 3. You may do this 2 times. So we would have to spend 2 if we want to place 2 of them. That's a really good one. Thundering Giant. You have to have your Ancient Guardian. He'll do a charge through 3 spots. Attack once and apply to all targets. Life Bloom. If you have an Ancient Guardian on the board, your Ancient Guardian loses all of its health, and all characters within range 2 gain 2 crystals. Or you can place 1 sentinel within range 3, and that's a free one. It doesn't even cost a gem. Okay, so the Ancient Guardian, by the way, costs you 6 gems to summon again. So even if he gets killed, you can summon him again, but it takes 6 of your gems. Alright, Thorns. When you or one of your summons loses at least 1 health from a melee attack, deal an amount back to the attacker equal to the damage shown on their cards. Ooh, that's really cool. This is why I like this character. I've wanted to play this character ever since I opened the box and started looking at him. This is like the perfect character to me. Every one of these cards, I'm like, I love it, I love it, I love it. Alright, all sentinels within range 4, they get to attack. Add 1 damage for each sentinel in the attack. All good. Here's our 2 new ones. All sentinels within range 3 may move 2. Up to 4 of these sentinels that moved get to attack. I do like that one. Target a character within range 4 and knock back the target in a straight line. I don't like that one as much, but we'll look. This is a 2, that's a 1. So is there a 2 I'm willing to replace? Life Bloom and Thundering Giant. So if I get rid of Life Bloom, that does... It's basically a card that gives me a free Sentinel placement. And then I'm replacing it with a 4-cost card that moves 2, and they all get to attack. I already have 1, 2, 3 4-cost cards out here. I'm not going to put any out. I'm going to keep the ones I have. Alright, so here's the rules with this. As you saw, there's no weapon. So that means she's always going to lose her armor or one of her gear every time she has to destroy an equipment. The next thing is her might changes based on level. And the third thing is the sentinels and the guardians act like extra creatures on the board. So once they're summoned, they get to take their turn just like anybody else gets to take their turn. And they behave like the rats did in the first chapter. The The actual Guardian has 2 gems and everything, and he can spend one to move 4 and another one to attack. Starts on the game board. It has the same defense as your armor card and twice your might. So, very, very cool. And this is of course, the one. And then the Sentinels, you're limited by your. So we can put 8 of these on the board. And yeah, they're like the Little Shop of Horrors. They're just like they're just carnivorous plants looking things that shoot. And of course, that's us. Awesome character. All right. What is going to be her name? Ugh. I didn't think that far ahead. Um, oh, I'm gonna puke just thinking of this name, but we're gonna call her Terra. All right, so she has the defense permanent thing because of the that's what the whole company gets, and then we're going to give ourselves Quartermaster because remember we get to take another one. We are not getting the unique item this time, which sucks. And let's go to our continue here. Oh, we got to add 16 to the city event deck.
You press into the deep wood as Bastone dies. The walls are broken, as are her people. Screams and wails saturate the air, an anthem of death rolling from Bastone. You turn to see it one last time. Men hurl themselves from the walls, claiming their own lives before the monsters can. Great fissures swallow sections of the wall. The titanic beast continues to pound the city to dust. You press on.
All Oathsworn
You
gain
put
a redraw
distance
token.
between you and the city. Around you, clusters of people dive through the underbrush, only to disappear moments later, followed by a thing of nightmare. There is no wire road. There is no path. Your weapons sing as you slice through vines and roots. Mud, blood, and tears wash over every survivor who's made it this far.
We do have Midge.
Up ahead, you see shadows around a tree. You slow, and as you get closer, you see Greycane nonchalantly leaning against its trunk. Bram is at his feet, tapping ale from a barrel on the ground into a clutched mug in his shaking hand. Greycane smiles. Not bad for your first doomed town escape, but I'm sure you'll do better next time. Bram begins to weep, and Greycane puts his arm around his friend. Chin up, mate. It's not as bad as your root porridge. If we can survive that, we can survive this. Bram lets out a single, snotty laugh. Greycane continues. Survive. For them. While you live, Bastone lives. Keep on. Greycane leaves the man and walks over. People need to know what happened here. We have to reach Verum.
Okay, we get ally cards 7 and 8. So we didn't get Dane or Steet. I don't even know how to get those two. We do get Greycane, who's 7, and Bram, who's 8. Alright, so we gotta make more room for these guys. Where did the other one go? Oh, here he is. Alright, so we got those guys. We got Midge. We got Silent Pete here. We have our bull. We don't want to mess with that too much. There's a 5, a 10, a 20. Okay. All right. That is done. Our instructions for that are done. I don't think there's any. Yeah, we get those 2 allies, but we don't get any events that go with them.
Thankfully, your lifeline is still with you. You look down at your compass. You know Verum lies to the southeast, but you could miss it by miles if you don't find the wire road. A sudden noise whips your head up. Not one noise, but many noises. The party gathers around you, and you steady your breath, ready to receive an attack. A large group of people burst from the underbrush, flailing and clutching at bags of supplies and belongings. There are at least a dozen civilians. They are terrified. Catching your eye, a woman rushes towards you. "Help us, please, it's coming." You are about to ask what, when...
Okay, the instructions. We have to perform a survival check, difficulty 4. Alright, we got 11 cards left, and only 1 blank has come out. I'm not feeling good about this. Survival check, difficulty 4. I want to pass this sucker. I don't like the dice, but I also don't like this situation. There are 5 blanks out of 11 in here. So that means over half the cards are blanks. Or not over. Just under half the cards are blanks. Dang it. So we need how many points? 4. I'm doing it again, even though we rolled like absolute crap last time. Who's doing the roll? We're gonna do. We'll do the cur. Oh my gosh, that was like an insane success. So we succeed. Okay, the instruction is all Oathsworn get a battle flow
Gnarled
token.
branches begin to sway. Not the wind, something else. You press your ears to the nearest sickly tree. The vibrations. You know what this is.
Oh, that's the worm. Alright, so another instruction. Reveal the special rules board.
"Nobody move," you cry. The Free Company immediately comply, as do most of the civilians. Not enough, though. One man panics and begins to run for a tree. The vibrations intensify. The earth around you churns as you feel the immensity of it moving beneath your feet. The earth around the runner bulges upwards and serrated tusks burst from the ground. The man screams as he plummets into a great maw, and the worm rises. The head extends 15 feet from the ground as the eyeless mass of pallid flesh turns towards the group, hungering. It cannot see you, but it can sense your presence.
Okay. I gotta pause real quick. Alright. More instructions. Record how many rations you have. Then lose the tracker token. We're going to keep the tracker token. Place all your refugee tokens in the Free Company bag. Alright, so I don't know. So we got these 3 numbers here. I'm not going to put them in the company bag per se. We're just going to keep them up here to show that that's who we rescued. And then it's telling us to get the encounter ready. And there it is. Okay, so I do want to correct something. There we go. Now I can search. See, these are common item 2. And look, there is a mug in common item 2. So we will... Oh, that is not a mug. I just went to pull out a mug and it did not give me a mug. Alright. We're just going to deal everything. Yeah, I don't. The pictures were messed up, but that's okay. We did get this to go back to chapter 2 by doing that. And oh crap. Oh, here it is. I was going to say, where did it go? So this is the. So you can see, ignore the loss from colliding instead of this one. So that's what we would have gotten. The white wolf cloak we actually already had. We would not have gotten this. So I will select both of these and delete those. We're playing it fair. I took the reroll whenever I rolled all those blanks. Last thing I'm going to do is cheat again. Uh, I will cheat again someday. All right. I know we don't get the extra unique item. That makes me super sad. And then we're moving on to the encounter. So that's it. Thanks for watching. As always, stay awesome.